right, we're back. We're back. That was quick, huh? See how good it is over here? See how good we're doing? Look how fast we got on.
I'm in shock.
You're in shock. Why?
I'm in shock that you did it that quickly. That was like lightning.
Oh, well, we Asians don't play around here. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Speakeasy. Join us.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Thank you for the ice cream, Amberlina, and there's your picture of a wiggling hot dog. So where are we at on our 500 to D Live?
Like I know what a JPEG is?
Christy,
I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
You've got a bunch of wiggling hot dogs.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Don't forget about our 500 to D Live t-shirt contest where you could win a large JJ Stoner Midget Wednesday child size t-shirt, perfect for the ample female in your life, and a Winning TV Store shirt from Teespring at the Winning TV Store. You can get a Winning TV shirt, a Speakeasy shirt, or a Promises Kept shirt with Doc on one breast, myself on the other, facing inward. So don't forget, share out, share out, share out. We also have Streamlabs. You'll find the link in the About section, Victor Von Schroom, where you can donate a lovely $5 and was able to post a video to the Streamlabs of which we played. So everybody excited for our new country? The title of our show is Waiting for the AOC Gulags to Open. That's what we're doing. We're waiting for this. So here is the song that AOC will be playing. Chasing us down. Looking for us. They are looking for us to put us on the list for the Gulag. Get ready. Get ready. You better hide like Anne Frank in the attic. Because they're coming. They're coming. The Stasi and the squad are coming to look for you. Get ready. What do you say about that? Up first tonight we have UK Neil. How you doing now, Ukraine Neil? No long time no see from last Tuesday.
How you doing, guys? Good evening, Patriots. And I hope we're all enjoying laughing at the absolute shit show that is being presented by the mainstream media. I've been in hysterics all night, and actually since this morning, actually, because it is one hell of a fucking shit show. And if you ain't laughing at it, you just have no idea what's going on here. So I'm looking forward to the coming weeks. I think it's going to be fun. I think we're going to enjoy it. And I think we're going to, not just the good people in the United States, I think worldwide the people are going to win. So good to be on board. Good to be on board with great Patriots as usual. And everybody out there, share the show out.
Thank you. We got Glenn Quagmire, but he's talking right now, so he's busy. He's doing a Jeffrey Toobin right now, so he can't be seen. Christy. First long time no see on a Speakeasy show.
It has been a while, and I decided to make an appearance.
Well, we see your picture, but not an appearance, so it's not official.
Well, Phil, if you actually look like, seeing what I look like right now, I've been crying all day. Somebody brought over a gift for me that made me very emotional, and so I've been in tears all day, but I've kind of shrugged it off. I'm here now, present for this, and happy to be here. Hi, everyone.
That present wasn't a picture of our new president, Joe Biden, was it?
It was a picture of my beloved dog that passed away last month.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that, Mike.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Thank you for the ice creams, Lady of Diamonds Gypsy. Where did you steal the ice creams? And you've got a lot of wiggly hot dogs. You can join my PayPal private at Doc Martin is here. We only get to see her picture now. She's hiding. She's not talking.
Here.
We can't hear you.
I'm talking.
We can barely
Very
hear
low,
you.
Doc.
Am I low?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
low.
Can you hear me now?
Not really.
That is so strange. Hold on.
While we're waiting for Doc to fix her volume problem, we've got the new national anthem, in case you missed it on the Promises Cup show of the United States of America.
Oh, good heavens.
Does anybody remember the movie Demolition Man?
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
Stallone and the Wesley Snipes on it.
Yep. Stallone and Wesley Snipes.
Right. Okay. I was thinking of the Terminator. Sorry.
I picture the second year of Joe Biden being that, where people are hiding underground because they can't eat meat. They can't do anything, can't drive cars.
Oh, gosh. Please don't start getting me depressed.
I be in all seriousness, I'm not joking. I envision the second year. The first year you'll start to see it. The second year it will definitely hit. We will be in a depression. Guaranteed.
So are you actually trying to say that you don't believe that President Trump is going to be reelected?
No, I'm just saying if Joe Biden becomes president. It's a what if scenario. I'm not saying it's Joe Biden's going to be the president. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying what would happen under a Biden administration.
Oh, absolutely. And I agree with you, but I don't believe 1 minute. I haven't wavered in my faith that Trump will be reelected. Not once have I, gotten upset, have I cried, have gotten hysterical. I've maintained my coolness and I'm keeping my faith.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Christy, because I'll tell you what, right? Something I've noticed today, right? It's not even the liberal left that are annoying. Do you know what's more annoying is people that have supposedly supported and followed President Trump, for the last nearly 3 to 4 years, right? I'm on the Trump train, right? And now all of a sudden, at the time when you're supposed to stand side by side with the man, right, in the biggest battle he's faced, it's, oh, well, Biden's got it now, well, let's move on. And you're like, hang on a minute. You've been supporting the fucking guy for like 3 or 4 years, jumping on the Trump train, enjoying, the winning with Trump. And now at the moment you think that he may not be president, you're literally just running away and just denouncing the fact that he's your president. Like, these people, man, seriously, they can go fuck themselves. And I'm just putting that out there. I did say
I told a lot of so-called patriots that same thing. I told them, go fuck yourself. You're not who I thought you were. My faith has never wavered once. And I honestly believe that he was sent here by God to help set America free, help set the world free, bring back law and order into our land, get rid of the chaos. It's just so disappointing in a lot of Telegram rooms that I'm in. People are like, oh, I've been crying. I've been up for 24 hours crying. I'm like, why? We got this. There is no choice but to get this. We have no choice but to get this win.
Exactly. Trump has already got it.
Yes.
You are watching a show. If you look at everything from The Sting to, Fox can go fuck themselves as well, but there was just a big announcement on Fox just now after the old shit show. There was an announcement on Fox that somebody in Clark County has come forward, a whistleblower has come forward to basically blow the whistle on Clark County. And that was actually on Fox, the scumbag at the moment, but it's mainstream media. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be so much more breaking. They've got everything. Trump said it himself. We caught them.
Well, we did. And, you know, for anybody out there that's a Q reader, you know, Q has told us that this was coming. We knew it well in advance. He has also told us about the plan. And if you need further corroboration, we were on the show Tuesday night for election night. And lo and behold, he said, wait for the 4 a.m. drop. Be prepared. It's time to rise up. We've got to take our country back.
What?
And sure enough, at 4 a.m., those votes dropped.
From what I heard in the last
show, by the way,
store,
Tuesday night, Phil. Thank you for staying up so late. God bless you.
From what, and somebody, and I don't know if it was Doc or somebody in the chat said that people are starting to gather, but carrying weapons with them. Not yet, please.
That was an article. That Fox put out.
We don't need that yet. You don't. That doesn't need to happen right now.
To be fair, the only violence I've seen, right? You've actually got Black Lives Matter and Biden supporters kicking lumps into each other. The videos I've seen in Washington today, like fights kicking off between Black Lives Matter and Joe Biden supporters. I mean, I welcome that. Get on with it all day long. But you know, the fact that.
But see, Fox is just trying to paint us. They've caved.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Thank you for the diamond, Cindy.
Rag. And for the left, it is their utter delight,
right?
For cave in the face of the people that have gotten them to where they are today. But I can promise you this, they ain't going to be as big in the future. I can promise you that.
Even if it's just a small couple of groups, just don't yet. All right. But I will say this, something better happened in the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, have at it, guys. Do whatever you want. Something's got to happen. It's got to happen quickly now. Biden's declared victory. He's given a speech.
We've got till December 8th, I think it is.
That's just the MSM propaganda. It's like, it's total bullshit that asshole would have the backing of no, actually, he does have the backing, and that they would be so pompous as to declare a victory, just like Al Gore did back in, was it 2000?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because they're arrogant assholes.
Here's the problem. Something has to happen in the next couple weeks, and here's why. Something has to happen in the next couple of weeks, and here's why. Not a large percentage of Americans are going to stop paying attention now. Now that Biden's declared victory, given a speech, and they aren't like our audience or us, they're going to stop paying attention and go back to life, or attempt to. So it's
we've got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up to help.
That and most Americans have the attention span of a gnat. Just that's just the way it is. Yeah, they do.
It's true.
How much time do we have to fight this, Phil? Till what is the cutoff date that
there's a major date, December 8th, but I don't.
So here's the thing. So basically, here's the reason why you're going to find the mainstream media only using certain words when it comes to Joe Biden, which is projected. Okay, they're going to keep using projected. Why? Because they know it's unlawful to actually full blown say he's now going to be the president of the United States.
Right.
So, and I know you guys know this, but I'm just going to air this. So basically, here's the thing for those out in the audience that are unaware what the mainstream media is doing and why they're only going to use certain words. And the same with Harris and Biden themselves. If you look, they've changed their titles on Twitter, but they're using a specific word. So it doesn't mean it's officiated. So what happens is basically you have the election college. So what they have to do, they have to collect certification from every single state to say that the people of that state have nominated Joe Biden to be president and Kamala as vice president. Once they have collected that from every single state, then it goes to the electoral college to vote on December the 14th. So what the mainstream media is doing now is completely unlawful and not part of any form of process. He cannot be nominated as a president until December the 14th.
There is something on December 8th, but I don't know the significance of it. I'm sorry, I don't. But maybe somebody in our audience. But I had heard them discussing on Bannon's War Room the significance of December 8th. Does anybody know what that is? Something
Was
like
that, what was that again, Doc?
It was December 8th.
No, Ben did. What did you say that started with the B?
That's what I don't know. They were talking about it, and I got in late in the conversation on Bannon's War Room.
That may be when the Electoral College votes and sends the results to Congress.
That's what I'm wondering.
That may
be.
I
thought you said Benden's Law. I'm sorry. I know there's some word that starts with a B that tells us it's physically impossible for Biden to win, according to the normal trends.
Yes, it's
what's it called?
Barrington's curve or something like that.
Neil, do you know the word to that? Gosh, I was posting it all last night and I can't remember.
I know.
With regards to December the 8th, December the 8th is when the certification has to be in by every state to the Electoral College. I don't know if that was what you were talking about, Doc, but I've just quickly searched. And December 8th is when every single state has to have their certification into the Electoral College.
And that's when
this starts with a B, and WikiLeaks actually
I tweeted it yesterday.
To this, it's not Benden's Law, it's something. They actually added addendum.
It's a graph.
2 minutes of the mainstream media saying that Biden won. People took snapshots of Wikipedia for this. I don't even know if the second word is called law.
I can't remember.
It was something's law, and James and them talked about it last night, I think, on Pirate Radio as well. And we covered it on Q-tips, but I cannot remember the name, and I tweeted it out yesterday and found it.
People were posting it, but the chat rooms, obviously, in Telegram room have gone off the hook, and so I can't even keep up in some of them because they're so fast. So I can't find it at this moment. But I just thought it was really interesting that this was a proven, I don't know if I would even use the word theory, but it's just the way that elections have trended since the early 1900s, and it's been a proven method of a sort. And now it's just...
It's been corrected. It's been correct every time.
Yes.
I think they were saying
the meaning of this trend has been corrected by Wikipedia. Like in 2 minutes, they changed the meaning of it, or actually added a addendum underneath the original meaning within 2 minutes.
Are you surprised?
Nope, they had timestamps on it.
Hey, did anybody see the article? I was looking for more substantiation that they canned Judge Janine.
Now, I was watching Roseanne and Juan O'Saven on YouTube Live.
You subscribe.
People were saying that Janine got fired from Fox News.
So it is true?
I don't know. I haven't verified it yet.
I saw a video on it. Hang on. Where did I put
Thank you for the sub, Becca. I think that was Becca. I got a video here.
Yay, Becca! That's awesome.
I got a video here from MSNBC.
And Cindy just got a 1 month sub too.
I got a video here from MSNBC. Hold on. Okay. Someone said it was a Trump concession speech being prepared, but it doesn't sound like
bullshit.
We have
to. So can we talk about jerks that the word that is going around, that there's whisperings that people are in the Trump administration telling them to concede, the rhinos?
Fake news. It was confirmed. There's a couple of members on Twitter from the Trump team, and they completely debunked that and said it was absolute bullshit.
All right, here's a video from MSNBC. You're going to have to listen closely because I got the volume jacked up, but you can't really hear it. So.
Entertainment organization that has a news outlet.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Cindy, thank you for the diamond. I'll read the comment in a few minutes after the video is done.
echo something that my friend EJ said. It's not only that Trump has to lose, but that all his enablers have to lose. We have to collectively, in essence, burn down the Republican Party. We have to level them, because if there are survivors, if there are people who weathered this storm, they will do it again. They will take this as confirmation that, hey, it just pays to ride the waves. Look at me, I've made it through. And so up and down the ticket, federal, state, local offices, the country has to repudiate this. This has become a dysfunctional anti-government party. That is not what the country wants and what it needs. And the proof is entertainment.
Wow. They're talking about burning down the Republican Party now, going after people.
He's the one that was threatening. That's Jennifer Rubin. That's the one that we read the article from on Promises Kept. Said that they need to keep less.
I love seeing Trump supporters cry. It's my daily medicine, my weekly energy, my monthly inspiration, and my yearly motivation. Their loss is the only reason I'm still alive. I was born to love and enjoy the failure that they have achieved.
The little bitches in those comments there are going to be crying in the near future. Trust me on that. They are going to be crying their little eyes out. It'll be like 2016 all over again when they're screaming to the skies when they find out what's about to hit them.
Absolutely, Neil. Most of those, I checked out some of those posts because I can still lurk on Twitter even though I'm suspended. And a lot of those people had 1, 2, 3 followers.
They are openly calling for leftist groups to go after people who supported Trump. They're literally doing it now, right on national TV, and nobody's stopping them.
So they think they got their win, and they still want to come after us.
Yep.
Because they want to cause civil unrest. This is the whole point. They want to cause civil unrest. It's the whole point of it. They want Trump supporters to come out and fight them, so that then they can therefore, condemn Trump supporters forever. The Trump supporters couldn't take Trump losing. Look at them now trying to start war. They want like things like what happened with Ukraine, where there was absolute war. They want to bring war to the United States. This is the doing of George Soros. It's what he does.
We've
the
been
BLMs, the Antifa.
Well, and remember, Neil, that they did that. Who was it was accused of it? I think it was Eric Ciaramella that was accused of going over there and telling them to fire on 100 of those people that were protesting. Remember that in Ukraine?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Is that the same Eric Ciaramella?
So it's not that they just want us on a list. It's not that they want us in Gulag. She said exactly that. They want us burned down. They want us exterminated like Hitler wanted the Jews exterminated. You better listen to their rhetoric. You better see their intent. It isn't that they're wanting to shut us down. It isn't that they won a 4-year election. It's that they do want us dead.
We've been saying that for years, though, and everybody said we're all nuts. We're crazy. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, see how nuts we are?
And they're literally doing it now. They're trying to get people to go after people.
But on a bit of a positive note here, okay, and this is why we know that Trump's in control, and we know that people need to just, as General Flynn said this morning on Newsmax. I don't know if people caught the interview with General Flynn on Newsmax this morning. The very words of General Flynn was, step back, take a breather, and let process roll, right? Because they are going to be in for an absolute shock. And the optics today from President Trump should leave everybody rest assured that everything's going to work out. What did Trump do today, right? With everything going on, what did he do? He went and played golf. He went to play golf. And then there was somebody having a wedding at where he was playing golf. And they were like, oh my God, it's President Trump. Can we get a photo? Trump's like, yeah, sure, we'll get a photo. That should tell you, if he's not panicking, chill, let it all roll out. Flynn said it. Trump's playing golf. Just let it go. And they are going to play this out. Because they want the Patriots to come out, and they want them to start riots. They want them to come out and start trouble, because then that way, as you said there, in their idea, they're so extreme, they would probably love to line up Trump supporters and take them all out.
Yeah.
Because they're that sick in the head. You've got AOC literally going, right, we got lists for you. Antifa have got lists of Trump donors.
Mm-hmm.
So disgusting. It's unbelievable. I mean, the evil and vileness of these people. I just, yes, I know they're really bad. They're super evil people, but sometimes it's just so hard to comprehend it at times, and it's really disturbing.
It is. It is. It is hard because we have consciousness. We have empathy. We have respect for the rule of law. We have respect for the Constitution. They don't. They don't even love our Constitution. They want to do away with all of it, and that is very difficult, I think, as law-abiding patriots to comprehend that they're so extreme that it isn't just enough to disagree or fight on the political battlefield. It is, we're fighting for our very right to existence right now. And I think that just is mind-boggling for a lot of people. I think it's hard for a lot of people to accept.
Doc left us all speechless.
So
I guess.
I was like,
so here's the thing, and this just popped up on my Twitter feed here. So, and we discussed this on Q-Tips last night, so I'd be interested to get everybody else's thought. Has everybody looked at the sting? And do you know what I mean by the sting?
Yes.
If not, I will explain it. I know Doc will know.
I think most people would benefit from an explanation, Neil.
Okay, so basically what's being said with regards to the sting. Now, what you have to remember here is Trump tweeted in June, right? If you go back to June, right, and look at Trump's tweets, he actually tweeted everything that's going now. Everything, literally nearly word for word in one small tweet, he said is what's going on now. So this is President Trump. This is the man that follows the art of war. Again, go back to previous tweets and you'll see he follows the art of war, okay? Where you basically allow your enemies to expose. The battle's already won before you come into it. And then when it comes to the battle, you just sit back and let your enemies expose themselves. And then when you're ready, then you bring in the discipline. So basically, the sting is that before when the ballots were sent out, official ballots had been had watermarks put on them through some new machinery technology. Watermarks have been put on the official ballots. Now, we know there has been thousands and thousands of extra illegal ballots placed in for Joe. It's the 4 a.m. bag drops. What's being said is that with the sting is basically everything is being monitored by so if you remember, Trump started the new cyber group, Cyber Security and Infrastructure Security Agency. This working with the FBI, basically they tracked out all these official ballots. So what's going to happen is the National Guard are going to end up being called in. There's going to be recounts, which are already starting now. The National Guard are already being placed in the same states where we're seeing recounts and lawsuits. The National Guard will be asked to overlook and recount the ballots themselves. And when they do, they're going to see that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of ballots that don't have the watermark on them. Then they've got them banged to rights. And this is the sting. Now, with regards to the ballots, it was done through, and it's kind of hard to explain, it was done through blockchain technology, which Trump actually tweeted about, I believe, not too long ago. And this is how it was done, through blockchain technology. So that basically what's happened is, and this is why they're allowing Biden to announce it. So imagine you're you run a shop, somebody's come in and they've stolen products from your shop. Are you going to stop them in the shop with the point that the person's going to turn around and go, well, I'm still in your shop. You know, I haven't left the shop yet. Or do you wait until they've left the shop and then get them banged to rights and you prosecute them? This is what you're seeing now. Now that Biden, it's not official yet, but I guess because Biden has now come out tonight and claimed himself as the next president, that has just triggered the Trump card, right? They have left the shop with the goods, which is the presidency. So you're now about to see a series of events unfold. We already know that the National Guard are in all those selected Democrat state battlegrounds. They are there already. We know that. They were put there supposedly because of the civil unrest that would happen if Trump was announced as president, as being re-elected. So the National Guard are still there. Now, I have seen 3 videos of how this watermark technology works. You also have many
Can I interrupt you for 1 second, Neil? Is there 100% proof, because I'm skeptical about the watermarks, that they actually exist?
Okay, so
I'm hearing word salad from a lot of people, so I want to see some proof they actually exist.
Okay, so with regards to the watermarks themselves, there's actually been videos put out there of how the watermarks work. Also, there was an announcement from the FBI.
Oh, okay. So FBI put out an announcement there were watermarks.
Not directly about the watermarks. Okay. Why? Because you're not going to tell the enemy what you're doing, are you? You're not going to say, "Oh, by the way, we put these ballots out there with watermarks." They've been set up. They have been set up because they knew what they were going to do. But there are certain things. I mean, nothing is 100%. But if you look at a chain of events, so you had the FBI and the DNI, they did an announcement just before the election. President Trump has asked us to make sure and monitor everything with regards to the election, to make sure that there is no voter fraud and anything going wrong. Okay, so Donald Trump asked them to do that. Why would he ask them to do that and then afterwards go, "Oh, by the way, there's been voter fraud"? Also, when you look at the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, now, again, this is one for the Q followers out there. The Cybersecurity Agency started a recent program called National Council of Statewide Interoperability Coordinators. Now, here's the mind blower for you QAnons out there. What are the letters to that? NCSWIC. Now, think about that for a second while I explain why this is important. So basically, the NCSWIC was set up to specifically monitor many situations of communication in the cyber world. And this is what it was set up for. And who set up the Cybersecurity Agency? Trump. They are monitoring. You've got basically, I think you've got the FBI and the DNI watching things from one level. And then you've got the Cybersecurity Agency watching things from another level. And they've been watching.
They were looking for keywords. They have it down to a science where they study what is said and what is not said, and the computer algorithms. They have a whole toolkit that they utilize to find it out. Also, James and them covered the watermarks on the ballots, and they said that they did verify, 2 different people verified that it is legit, and that each state has their own that they put on the ballot.
I did hear that. I heard it wasn't every single state, and then I heard each state has their own set of quote unquote watermarks.
I think there's a few that there might have been an exception to. I can't remember on that, Christy, but
I think
just quickly,
that's what I did hear for the ballot.
That group, the NCSWIC. Now think about this, Doc. What does that spell out with regards to a certain phrase Q uses all the time? The words NCSWIC. Nothing can stop what is coming.
I think the bigger. I think. I think.
Okay, that gave me some goosebumps.
I think the bigger issue they're going to find, and maybe I'm wrong, is that these ballots are real ballots, but they aren't legitimate votes. For instance, people in North Carolina were calling Rush all day the other day, saying they went in to vote standing in the rain for 3 hours, and were told they already voted by mail. And they said, we just stood in the rain for 3 hours. We did not vote by mail. How many people did that happen to, where ballots were filled out for them?
And think of how many 120-year-olds voted.
Yes, that really happened.
I think it's
that's
a combo of everything.
Dead people did vote. That's proven now.
And then they also attacked it through the machines by that computer program that over 30 states utilized.
The tabulation machine.
Proved was switching votes.
It's not the voting machines. It's the tabulating software.
No, it's the program.
It's
it was
the
company's software program.
The tabulation software, not the voting machines. Or the software in the voting machines.
That's
it was
what I
the
said.
tabulators.
30 states used it.
So, yeah, 6,000 vote error in one direction. Now a congressman who was told he was going to lose is actually way up in Michigan. See what a big difference that makes? That's a congressional seat. Now, maybe they didn't do it in every county. Maybe they didn't do it in every state. But you have to check now.
That was in Michigan. I thought that happened in California.
That was Michigan.
I was up super late last night, so.
That was Michigan.
I think that what's clear is that there was such a landslide for Trump that they were forced to cheat on an astronomical level. And it's like I said last night, it forced them to get out over their skis. It forced them to cheat so big that now it's got everybody's attention.
Heisenberg, you're wrong. The tabulation machine is not the optical scanner. Stop. You're just being stupid now.
I tell you what, don't worry about Heisenberg. We know he goes into his lefty groups laughing at Trump supporters, so I won't worry about it.
But don't put
bullshit
out in the chat. That's not true. The scanners grab the vote count. It goes to the tabulation software, which goes to the state. The tabulation software is the problem, not the voting machine
Exactly.
or the optical scanners.
And guess who had ties to those to that company?
Ron Pelosi.
That actually no, it was Brennan, and somebody else.
On Rush on Friday, he said Ron Pelosi has an interest in that company, too.
Well, you know what? That would not surprise me, because remember that for Q readers, Q has told us that Paul Pelosi, Nancy's son, Hunter Biden, Kerry's stepson, Teresa Hines' son, and Mitt Romney's son are all involved up to their eyeballs in all this corruption. And so more is coming out. I mean, if you're a Q reader, Q's already told us this was coming.
Somebody go block fucktard Heisenberg. If you're going to insult me on my own program, go fuck yourself. We don't need your asshole bullshit here.
Hey, Doc, can you use your phone to mute him? Because I'm using the phone that
block
I normally
him.
use to mute Heisenberg.
I never block anybody, but fuck him. Block him.
I'm muted.
Keep up with the discussion in your fucking bathroom, retard. Go fuck yourself.
Okay. He should be gone.
I mean, I don't mind the trolls, but when they get mean and nasty and start giving and lashing out at the guests, the host, I mean, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, he was fine. I don't care what he says in the chat until he starts keep up with the discussion. I don't need snide remarks. Go fuck yourself.
Woohoo! Go Doc. Whoever muted him.
Well, that's like going into somebody's home and saying that it's not nice enough or their food isn't good enough or something like that. I mean, that is rude.
Apparently, this fucktard couldn't keep up with the conversation. He couldn't keep up with it because he's a retard.
He can't keep up with the truth.
No.
So what does everyone think? So see with Michigan with this glitch, okay? What was you talking about the Dominion system just now? Was that what you were talking about with Brannon and that? I don't think that was though, was it?
Yes.
Was it the Dominion system you were talking about?
I think so.
Right. Okay. Just trying to keep up
with the company that owns
systems.
it. I'd have to go back and find it, but I believe that was right.
And Feinstein have shares in that company also. I thought I read that somewhere.
I don't
know about that one. I think I did, but I can't pull up the details.
Here's the thing. It's not going to be so much as are the ballots legitimate, the watermarks there, whatever. That's not. See, these people aren't that dumb. They're not going to create millions of fake ballots that aren't going to go through the machine. They're going to create ballots that are legitimate, but not for legitimate people. or for legitimate people, grab those ballots before they get to those homes, like they did those people in North Carolina, and vote for them in hopes that they don't go vote, right? And who knows if that person that called into the show, and that was just one person, there were multiple that I heard when I was on the road on Wednesday. Who knows if the government of North Carolina got rid of that original vote? Because they were told, yeah, we're going to take care of it. Did they ever do it? There's no validation that mail-in vote is gone, right? Because they voted and put their ballots through the machine. So what happened to the paper ballot that was already counted as a vote? Did they just cancel out their own vote? You see what I'm saying?
Well, it's supposed to be if you mail it in and you go vote in person, that the in-person vote prevails. Is what it's supposed to be.
But is that what they did? We don't know.
No.
Nobody knows. They couldn't get a validation from the election worker.
We're not stupid.
They couldn't get a validation even from the
And did you
supervisor
hear about
to say
Patrick
that
Howley?
They couldn't get a validation from the supervisor to say, yeah, that vote's gone now. Oh, just trust us. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Here's something.
Says the snake to Eve.
Here's something I've just come across. Let's get your thoughts on this, which is in connection to what we're talking about here. So somebody called Tom Graham's just put up a thread. On election night, Trump and his campaign team assembled in the Eisenhower building just west of the White House to watch the results come in. You know what was there? A SCIF, a sensitive compartmented information facility, the kind used by Army Intelligence Cyber Security Division. They were monitoring the fraud in real time. They knew which states were using the voting machines loaded with hammer and scorecard. The software developed for the CIA to manipulate voter tallies remotely in foreign elections. Also, the hammer software was also used by Obama to spy on Trump. It was just deployed against the American people. Tom Fitton and Sidney Powell put this right in front of your face. Dr. Charlie Ward, who's a currency broker, hotel contractor, and QAnons know him, describes the deployment of this sting operation to trap those involved in election theft, which is what we already know. The Federalized National Guard were pulling around the clock duty in at least 16 states to trap these monsters. All the swing states currently involved in the theft are on the list. The SCOTUS ordered all ballots received after the deadline in PA be segregated from those received on time. There will be a ballot audit. Recounts are conducted by the same people and election boards as the first count. Audits are conducted by armed fraud investigators. And there's a hell of a lot more, but that's the basics there, which I found interesting there about a CSIF. Do we know anything about a sensitive compartmented information facility?
Nobody can be in there except for a highly authorized people. Even Congress people can't get into those without authorization. Even senators can't go in there.
We're talking about a SCIF.
The president can.
Is it a SCIF? Is that what they call a SCIF?
The president can.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
They have to be approved to get in.
Yeah,
that's what
the president can go anywhere.
But they utilized them. They utilized them after the 2016 election to convene their group to figure out what to do when POTUS got elected the first time. Remember that? Q talked about it. Who all went in there? I think it was Clinton and Obama and, gosh, I can't remember the list now, but he gave the list of the people that were meeting in private. The SCIF keeps them from any espionage or any surveillance on them.
Interesting. I think the more we find, as I said, I think it was a Phil that alluded to this earlier. There is so much going on. It's all going to combine, I think, with what's about to come.
Right. I think it's not going to be. They're going to find fraudulent ballots, but not as many as people think. I think they're going to find real ballots, but people that are dead, people that don't live in that state. They're going to find a lot of discrepancies compared to the voter rolls because of the numbers. Look at the numbers. 202% of a county voted. How's that possible?
Yeah. And in Arizona, they are having a problem with valid ballots that were rejected because they were Trump ballots. So they're utilizing everything they've got because this is war. If they don't prevail, they know we're about to grind them into the dust.
And also, this isn't just about extra ballots they put in, it's ballots they've thrown away. This is why we've now got people out searching bins and stuff and finding, like, we see the video yesterday of people finding a whole package full of military votes.
Thousands of them, I think it was.
What was that, sorry?
It was thousands of them, of military ballots.
In Georgia. Mm-hmm. That is pitiful. Well, and what they didn't cover is think about all the ballots that they have found through UPS workers, found them in the trunks of their car, thrown away. They found a bag of ballots buried in the desert. I mean, but remember, election fraud isn't real.
They caught the FBI caught a postal worker at the Canadian border with a trunk full of ballots. Anybody catch that story on the news? That just happened a couple days ago.
And remember, one of Biden's somebody to do with the Biden campaign in Texas, wasn't it? Was charged with voter fraud.
Yeah, they were. That's what I was going to say about Patrick Hawley. Reported it yesterday that they were going into little old people's homes and threatening them, telling them that they wouldn't, let them go to the bathroom or they wouldn't let them eat until they voted the way they wanted to. And they were he was tied to Biden's campaign staff. It was a bigwig. Yep. It's coming out. I'm telling you, these people know that they would do that to little old people, not let them have food or go to the bathroom or something. Just burns me up.
You
want to pick a grown adult, that is fine, but don't you pick on babies, children, or old people.
If everything happens like we think it's going to happen, I want the media burned to the ground. Just burn it to the ground. CNN, Fox, all of them.
You may see that.
So,
I think you may see this.
I'm looking at a tweet right now from Sputnik on Twitter, and it posted at 10:10. I'm assuming UK time. Oh wait, Russia maybe. It says European Union expected to impose tariffs on $4 billion worth of U.S. goods next week.
Huh.
Those fucking idiots are about to get buried.
That's to get us into the one world government, to destroy. That's why I said, remember, I was
doing it.
I was putting a hypothetical out there that if Biden is the president and they have the Senate, that the U.S. will be in a Great Depression within the first year or two.
People don't even realize what this means. I'm like, wake up. Sorry, I'm starting to get upset.
It won't be a year or two. The stock market will dive in a week. Just wait. I mean, just even on the theory that Biden is the president-elect, watch it go down, unless they really believe that Trump's got this in the bag.
Right. Absolutely. I'm just flabbergasted right now. I mean, I still believe Trump will be our president, but in reverse worlds, with Biden as our president, this is the exact shit that we've been trying to stop for years. Sorry about my cursing, Phil. I'm like, that just got under my skin and rubbed me the wrong way.
Were you here when Heisenberg was here? Did you miss that?
I wasn't watching all the comments. Sorry.
You didn't hear me?
No, I did hear you, but I wasn't really paying attention. Sorry.
Let's just say the air was blue.
I have been to the bathroom twice, into the kitchen to get water once, so I'm not always here. If I'm not yakking in your ear, that means I'm elsewhere in the room.
That's how we know Doc went somewhere.
Exactly.
Okay, this is interesting.
And now my phone is going off, so you guys keep hearing like a noise. Somebody keeps texting me, and don't know how to shut off my.
We don't hear
ringer for that.
anything. I didn't hear anything.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I thought you guys were. I'm like, oh my god, my phone is blowing up right now.
So this is interesting. One of the big anons just dropped this, like literally 2 minutes ago. Remember what I said about the thief leaving the shop with the goods? 18, an anon on one of the channels just dropped. 18 US Code 2385, advocating overthrow of government. His acceptance speech seals his fate. What I said, they've set him up. They've set him up, and I know people out there are going to go, "Oh, that can't be happening." I do believe from everything I've seen today, and I've spent the whole day on this PC. I think they've been set up, and that's why Trump's out happily playing golf, enjoying the day and not stressing, because he knows that he set them up and they have everything. He said it in his speeches. He said, we caught them. And then if you remember when the press caught him before he got on Air Force One, and he came out with that whole Joe Biden is a criminal and you're criminals for not telling the truth. They've got everything on them.
I've got a video here from Thomas Wichter from about 19 hours ago. If you need any more convincing, I guess you can listen to him. I think a lot of people followed him on Twitter. He's a pretty smart guy, and he pays attention. Just unbelievable. So here we go. Here's a Trump is building up to a Perry Mason moment. Here we go.
Hello. Let's talk about theoretical mail-in ballot fraud. And we'll use the United States as an example, but I'm not blaming anyone, and I'm not saying that any mail-in fraud happened in this election, okay? I'm just speaking theoretically. So, if you go, I'm just reading headlines. If you go on, say, Google search, you can see that there's a massive effort to convince people that large-scale mail fraud is not possible. And there have never been any examples in the United States. This is very funny because we just had such horrific mail-in ballot fraud in Paterson, New Jersey, that judges ordered do-overs in various elections. Now, the reason, it's clear why the press is pretending to have forgotten about that. Think about it. Such horrendous mail-in fraud that the elections had to be redone. So, there is, in fact, massive mail-in fraud. Now, if you look at the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the new agency that Trump created in 2018 to essentially prevent voter fraud, you will see that they are conspicuously silent about voter fraud committed by domestic actors. They say that mail-in ballot fraud, and the FBI says the same thing, that it's virtually impossible for outside entities to commit. Nobody's saying a word about domestic entities. And Trump has been aware, I can't remember when the whole mail-in ballot issue, when they announced that this is going to be an election in which mail-in ballots were going to make up a huge percent of the vote. But Trump was warning us that this, was going to happen. So we already have evidence that it is possible. And the reason that it's possible is that all the technology in the world doesn't matter if the people counting the ballots are crooked. Now, let me add something. All the technology in the world that we know of don't matter. Doesn't matter. But you can bet that there's technology out there that we don't know of. Since this is a national security issue, that means there was surveillance by the U.S. military. What's so funny about this whole thing is that the people claiming that Trump is just a sore loser and he's a bitter old fat old obese old tortoise flailing helplessly on his back in the sun. They don't know anything. They don't know anything. They have no factual knowledge. And they're all saying the same thing. There's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. Yes, there is. We have videotapes. We have videotapes of the people counting the ballots behaving totally illegally. And we do know that there was no reason to stop the counting in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and North Carolina. And, Trump was comfortably ahead in all those states. And then suddenly, massive numbers of mail-in ballots were dumped past the deadline. And not one Republican has been allowed to examine those ballots. And if you look at the count, the count was consistent until these mail-in ballot dumps, and then suddenly, whoosh! Now Joe Biden is going to win all these states. So, you can claim that none of this is happening, and they claim that there's no evidence, but just you and I can see the evidence. And the press says since Trump hasn't given them the evidence, it doesn't exist. Why would Trump give the press the evidence? Why would Trump give whoever did this the evidence? Now, the CISA, I've learned that they call themselves CISA. So I'm going to call them CISA, the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency. CISA did say on a PDF talking about mail-in ballot security, they said public-private technological solutions have been developed for preventing fraud by mail-in ballots. Again, they are very tight-lipped about how they would track, how they would know, how they would learn that domestic mail-in ballot fraud, voter fraud had been committed. But you can bet, okay, this the press says that there's no evidence of wide-scale mail-in fraud, mail-in ballot fraud, when in fact they had to redo elections in Paterson, New Jersey. Now, the reason they're conveniently ignoring all this is that, it doesn't comport with the narrative. So it appears that the strategy is to simply plow ahead and to simply say, no, 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 no. Now, here's what Trump is doing. In police interrogations and in courts, much less so in court, you have what's called the Perry Mason moment. Those are very rare. They do happen occasionally, but they're very rare. They're extremely common. The Perry Mason moment is extremely common in police interrogations. What they do is when you are interrogated by the police, I was interrogated by the FBI, they get you to commit to a narrative. All right? So, everybody who hates Trump is now committed to a narrative. There was no mail-in voting fraud. Trump wanted that to happen. And then what they do in the police interrogations is after you've committed to the narrative, then they spring their evidence on you and you have to explain it. That's a Perry Mason moment. And occasionally it happens in trials where the person goes up on the stand and they say, I didn't see John X on last Saturday. And then the prosecutors present indisputable evidence that you did see John X last Saturday. And so your credibility is destroyed. So the Trump strategy, the counterattack that I mentioned in an earlier video, is like all good counterattacks, you get the enemy to completely commit. So there were some counterattacks that began instantly before the enemy could consolidate his position. And those counterattacks were not as effective because the enemy was allowed to escape pretty much unharmed. So the best counterattack is you let the enemy settle in and then you attack him with the most violence the enemy has ever experienced, and he suffers massive casualties, and then he retreats. So we do know that CISA is able to prove paper ballot, mail-in ballot election fraud. The FBI is able to identify the individual printer, your inkjet printer, your laser printer, everything, by serial number. And I ain't going to tell you how. And a lot of people were very upset. This is terrible. It's an invasion of my privacy. I mean, this is this bizarre American obsession with protecting perpetrators and not victims. Think of all the most famous serial killers. How much do any of you know the names of their victims? Of course not, because nobody in the press, nobody in the serial killer fan club, they don't care. For the most part, the justice system doesn't care about the victims. Remember that one of the Supreme Court justices said, it's better that 10 guilty go free than one innocent man be found guilty? That's not true at all.
Wow.
If those 10 guilty go free, they're going to commit many more crimes, and you're going to have literally hundreds, if not thousands of more victims.
Yep.
So it's better for you and me if the one innocent man is convicted. It sucks to be him, but everything you have to have to think of it as a cost-benefit analysis. And what Americans have done is they've demanded perfection. It's the fallacy of the excluded middle. Perfection or nothing. So if we get to the whole idea of police brutality and the unlawful killing of suspects, 375 million police interactions per year, 11 million arrests per year, and about 900 people per year killed. Do the math. So, abolish the police. Oh, wonderful. But I went to the 7-Eleven today, and they have even more pandemic restrictions. It's unbelievable. They've cracked down harder. So there's your anecdotal evidence that a Biden win means the jackboot, as Orwell said, the jackboot stomping on our faces forever. So, the press are idiots, and they don't know anything, so they don't see that, this is the road to perdition. I live it. I'm living in it, and it's the road to perdition. Sheriff's deputies are quitting in droves. This is we're getting close to like Mad Max territory, and the California voters, in all their wisdom, they voted to make it shoplifting is now perfectly legal. So because so many people are going in and just cleaning out stores, they're shutting down. The stores are shutting down, and they're leaving the state. So all the people who voted for this are going to end up with no stores. Did you know that after the LA riots in 1992, the people in those areas that burned still have to drive?
What's that, Kirsty?
I lived in Los Angeles in those riots. It was awful.
Oh, yeah. I remember watching that.
20 to 30 miles to get their milk and groceries.
You guys don't mind if we keep playing this, do you?
It's really interesting. I had not seen this.
Good information.
I admit it's freaking me out.
Well, he doesn't hold back anything.
Right. No, it's just kind of scary. I mean, when you put the whole thing into perspective, it's a little bit frightening.
And it would explain the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, which was started by Donald Trump.
I will tell everybody in the audience and all of you guys, if you're in the U.S., load up on food and toilet paper and everything now, because because the truckers unions, the Teamsters, are all going to strike all at once. They don't want.
Do we have a date for that? I mean, is it like immediately? So like tomorrow, my ass should be at the store stocking up.
I don't know how quickly, but I've heard a lot of rumblings that the Teamsters are going to strike. They don't want Biden and the new Green Deal. That'll wipe them out. So.
Oh my God. Okay. Thanks for the heads up, Phil. I mean, I'm pretty much good. My whole spare bathtub is full of toilet paper, but I can go buy some more for everybody else who can't afford to buy toilet paper.
Just a heads up.
Well, unfortunately, it may not be just toilet paper. We're talking about
food.
Food. So stock up on canned goods,
gas.
I'm a prepper, so you can buy a big old bag of beans, a big old bag of rice. You can buy cereal. It's cheap. It lasts forever. It keeps you alive.
I do have
peanut
that
butter.
Right. Last time during the pandemic or the beginning, I was listening to someone else. Hey, you should probably stock up now. I'm glad I did. And I did the rice, the beans, the canned foods. It's stuff I don't eat because it's not healthy for me. And what's going on with my autoimmune disease, I'm not supposed to eat that type of stuff, but it is stocked up. So I have it. if I need
Good.
it.
And always
Well,
keep
and-
your fuel tank full, because how do you think
Yes.
fuel gets to gas
You're
stations?
absolutely right, Phil. Thank you. Yes, and that's
And-
something people forget.
Yep.
Always keep a full tank of gas. Always.
Batteries, you need to make sure you're
Yep.
well stocked on batteries, and I would put your batteries, if you can, order some Mylar bags. But if you don't have, the budget or the time for it, then just, there's lots of things, chips and cookies and stuff like that come in Mylar bags. You can always wash them and reuse them. But if we were to have any kind of EMP attack or anything like that, that's always good, but you need to have your batteries on there. But I always store them in Mylar bags. That way, if we were to have an EMP attack, hopefully your batteries will make it through.
Right.
All right.
It says the truckers, you might have a bit of time, because I've just checked it on Twitter and everybody's saying that they're going on strike from the 29th.
Okay. So
Wow.
there's
Okay.
time. There's time to stock up, but make sure in January you
You're
start
doing it.
making sure your tank is full all the time.
Also, do you
Yeah,
know
and-
why they wouldn't let Judge Deneen on Fox tonight?
They fired her.
Because she was going to expose the fraud that was happening.
Figures.
Of course she was. God
Well,
bless her.
they had already put her on hiatus over the Hunter laptop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Remember when they let her go on one week?
Also, if you put on Twitter that Joe Biden is not legally president, or anything in the form of saying Joe Biden isn't president, you get slapped with a warning on Twitter. I'm fucking real. Unbelievable.
Right. We'll continue with Wicker
Nobody
here.
rebuilt.
Yeah.
And today I saw that my state is cracking down harder. There was a brand new notice, and they're sending like undercover agents in to make sure that everybody is following the pandemic, social distancing, the masks. Now the clerks have to put the change on the counter, and they have to wear gloves, and they can shut down the 7-Eleven for a month or whatever if they see one instance. And the notice is written in very familiar language. I'm going to go right toward argumentum ad Hitlerum. When the Nazis took over all of Western Europe, they put up signs everywhere telling everyone what the new rules were. And Gavin Newsom, he's going for it. He's going for the gold. And the gold is to destroy the state. He doesn't know why he's doing it, because after he destroys the state, they're going to have no money coming in. But they're not thinking. Gavin Newsom lives in the present like a dog. So the narrative is that there's no such thing as mail-in ballot fraud on a massive scale. Now, Trump wants everybody to commit to that narrative, and that way he can have his Perry Mason moment. That's why he didn't take any questions from the press. Trump is in fighting mode, and as I said last night, now we get to see it. We get to see how brilliant Trump is. Now, keep in mind, we shut down the economy, and now we're back up to unemployment parity between blacks and whites. Every time there's a new jobless report, it's like unexpected drop in. No. Trump is having endless conference calls with the private sector. And he's asking them, how can I get you guys to, start hiring and everything? And so this president of ours defeated the virus, the pandemic. We're about the only country in the world The UK is about to lock down again, so they're going to have no economy. It's shocking. We're growing. We are growing, even with the absolute dictators of the state of the country, like Gavin Newsom. We're growing, and if Trump could defeat the pandemic and the total economic shutdown, don't you think he had a plan for this exact scenario that we're seeing? Of course he did. That's why he created CISA. And if you look at CISA, the director, Chris Krebs, gave he made a video right before the election. He covered all bases except mail-in voting fraud. So they got them a plan, and I've been looking into this, and I don't know. I know what technology exists, and I have absolutely no doubt that there was massive ongoing surveillance by the U.S. military before the election, because this is a national security issue. The Department of Homeland Security declared that voting is a critical infrastructure. So the surveillance was not done as part of law enforcement. It was done to protect our national. If you look at the Department of the Army, they have rules, and the rules say that if active duty military people are involved with, say, the Department of Homeland Security, they're not allowed to, handcuff people and patrol and do all this stuff. But they are allowed to conduct surveillance. This is one of the things that we now excel at through the use of nano drones. You can bet that Trump's people infiltrated the voting machines. They knew that this was going to be a problem in select states, so they thoroughly infiltrated these states, and it's very possible that there were little fly-sized nano drones that zipped into the counting rooms and saw everything. So when this is all exposed, we may not be told how the evidence was gathered. That will be classified because it might be needed again. But Trump is he's setting them up for a Perry Mason moment. He has to have everybody commit. He has to have all the fake Trump supporters in the Republican Party commit. And then, surprise! So, since this is a national security issue, it was prevented. Okay, it was allowed, but when the FBI, people think this is controversial, but it isn't. They find out that a guy wants to know how to build a bomb and set it off. So the FBI sends an Arabic FBI agent, a guy, who could pass for Al-Qaeda. And this guy talks to the other guy and gets him to commit on tape that this was all his idea. And then the FBI agent helps the guy acquire a non-functional bomb. And the guy goes and plants it, and then he tries to set it off. And at that moment, they arrest him. And he wasn't set up. if you've seen the tapes of this, okay, it's like when people try to hire hitmen. It's always cops or informants who pose as hitmen, and they say over and over again, "Now I'm gonna take this guy out. I'm gonna pop a cap into his head. Is that what you want me to do? Really? Yes, yes, yes." Now the risks here. The risks. You're gonna like if anybody finds out, you're going up the river. I know. I want it. They give them every chance in the world to back out, and of course there's a handful of cops here and there who want scalps or are crazy or whatever, and they break the rules. And again, you can't throw out the entire system because it isn't 100% perfect. That's called the fallacy of the excluded middle. But for the most part, it works. And when I had my own dealings with the FBI, they were trying for a Perry Mason moment. So I knew that, and I was totally truthful. And the claim was that I'm crazy and that I made a death threat. So they showed me the completely out of context email, and they said, "Did you write this?" And I laughed. I said, "Yes, I wrote this. I know who sent you." And they were like, and so they asked me, did you ever want to harm yourself? And I said, "No, I'm perfectly fine. Did you ever want to harm this person?" "No, of course not." If you look at the thread, I wasn't talking about that person. But that person tweeted that she had notified the FBI of my death threat. And I got banned from Twitter. And, the agents, they were actually police attached to the FBI. And they were impressed. They introduced themselves as detective this and detective that. I said, "The FBI doesn't have detectives. I'm sorry." And they looked at each other and they said, "In all the time we've been doing this, you're the first person who ever pointed that out." I said, "Yeah, because, it's a bad old world and I have to know who I'm talking to." And they said, "We're police officers attached to the FBI." I said, "Okay, that's fine." I checked their IDs. They were legit. And, they were asking me tons of questions about my mental health. So I said, "Look, would it help if I just brought out my medications and had, allowed you to write them down and everything?" And they both went, "Yes, yes." So I brought them out. They were sitting on the counter right inside the back door. So I held the back door open with my foot so they would see that I wasn't going in to get something naughty. And I brought out all 7 pill bottles. And they said, "Boy, that's a lot." And I said, "Yeah, it sure is." I explained to them I have PTSD and rage issues, and it's all under control. I've never, as they acknowledge, I have no criminal record. I have no record whatsoever of, nobody had ever reported me. And it went swimmingly. And they did try a Perry Mason moment. It was reported that I have a pathological hatred of women. So the attractive blonde detective suddenly got all rude and belligerent. What I said was I was born in Venezuela and it was a lawless country. She said, "All countries have laws. You can't tell me it's a lawless country." And I it was, woo. But I knew what she was doing. She had to see if I hated women and was going to get really, like crazy. So again, I laughed and I said, "Well, I was born there. I was raised there. I spent 10 years there. And it was lawless." She said, "I've never heard of a lawless country." And I said, "Well, yes, you have. It's I said, I can understand as a first worlder that you would have trouble with this concept, but in Venezuela, you didn't call the cops because they were worse than the criminals. And after a couple of back and forth, she like relaxed and got friendly again because it was clear. I mean, she pushed me as hard as she could, and she had to do it. It was her job. This is a life and death issue, so I didn't take it personally. And they told me right off, this is a false charge. Would you like us to go? Would you like to file a counter charge? And I said, no. Let's just let it go. You guys are busy enough. I don't want to waste your time with reports and all of that. So I said, I'm pissed, but so what? I'll get over it. And we ended by, since I told him I'm a professional investor, I gave them investment advice. And I shook their hands and I said, you're just doing your job. I know this is good. I'm glad you're here. And they thanked me. They said, we don't hear that very often. And they closed the case right then and there, like right on my back porch. So I know how things work. Trump is setting up everybody for a Perry Mason moment. And
perfect.
I'll be damned if after 5 years and every miracle that Trump has pulled off. Well, okay, I understand why everybody is so eager to write him off. It's because they're in total denial about his powers of his brain power and his planning power. He knew this was going to happen, so he didn't have a plan B. He had a plan A to Z. The courts are just the first part, and it's going to be child's play. Now, I've heard things that I can't repeat here because that would get this flagged as disinformation. But I will say that everything Trump's opponents are saying are exactly what they are doing themselves. So there's a reason why Americans... Okay, let me ask you a question.
Oh boy.
If you think that our election system
This is getting long.
is not secure,
Almost done.
which is a better way to prove that we can handle fraud? One, to prevent fraud totally, and to give the opponent the chance to say, I never did that. Or to let the fraud happen, expose it all, and end up winning. I think we all know the answer to that. So, I'm not reading any news stories. I'm just looking at headlines. And Trump dug a tiger pit as deep as the Mariana Trench. And all his enemies are frog marching. Not frog marching. They're gamboling like little deer, little lambs jumping through the meadow. La 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 la. And they're going right into that trench. And they're falling in midair going, how did this happen? And at the bottom they're going and everybody goes down. The whole stinking mass of them. As Ron Coleman said, they've jumped the shark, my friends. Trust me. Yeah. So, even better, trust the Trump. Click.
Ready? that?
A video on the end of with Anderson Cooper.
So I wanted to interject real quick. I find it fascinating that, well, not fascinating, rather I'm kind of mad about it, that people that do other periscopes and have other chat rooms, because, you know, most of us float all over the place. And they're saying Trump was not prepared for this. And I'm calling BS on that because everything they've tried to do to him, even before the election, even when he came down that elevator the first time, they've been trying to destroy him and his family. And I find it hard to believe that he was not prepared for this.
Yeah. I mean,
so I was just kind of laughing, seriously, and this is somebody we both know, and I was like, what? You know, and I kept silent, but I'm like, he had to have known that they were going to try anything and everything to win this election. And we all know he has a plan A, B, a C, a D, an E, and an F, because that's just the way he rolls.
Just quickly, some of you may see me laughing for a minute there. So, see on Twitter now, if you have hammer and vote in a sentence, or you just put up hammer and vote, you get a warning. You can't make this shit up now. I just put up, Thor's hammer should be voted best comic ever. And it's got a warning. This claim about election fraud is disputed.
Wow. How about spell it in another language?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I thought also, there rise up and arrest Jack Dorsey. What happened there, Steve Bannon?
Also, breaking news from James O'Keefe. Here is the signed affidavit from Erie, Pennsylvania at USPS whistleblower Richard Hopkins that is now in the hands of Senator Lindsey Graham and the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Why would
they actually have
Lindsey Graham for? I'm not getting that. I don't know. He's a rhino. That's just my opinion.
Well, I think, unfortunately, who's he going to give it to at the moment? There isn't many people.
You're right. Well, right. That's true.
Well, my understanding was from the presser this morning
was I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Thank you for the ice cream, follow Q.
They had a list of people that were coming forward to making statements about the election fraud that were fixing to go under oath. And Rudy Giuliani had tweeted out that following up on the leads, over 3,000 leads they got the very first night, was a full-time job. So I think that is being adequately followed up on. And to your point, Christy, if President Trump didn't have or did not expect this to come, why did Q know about it way in advance? Number one, about the what all that they would do, that they were going to throw the whole book at it, and be tweeting that since the election in 2016, they've been working on all of the election security, and they also promoted General or Admiral Paul Nakasodi or whatever his name is. I never can. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I never can remember his name unless I'm reading it. But the one that they leapfrogged him up 2 ranks, so in order, just within 2-3 years, which is just unheard of.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Thank you for the ice cream, Scott of West Texas.
I actually feel bad about that many ice creams in there. So I'm like, that went on forever. And I apologize. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'd be getting a headache right now.
I dropped real quick. I dropped a Telegram link for everybody.
Monica, there you go, honey.
Hot dogs, Armor hot dogs. What kind of kids eat Armor hot dogs? Step right up from that kid, skinny
kids. Oh, that's
so
on a PC.
Here's a breaking tweet from Ryan Fournier. Biden's lead in Georgia could be significantly affected due to a reporting error in Fulton County.
Oh. Just one after another. But there is no election fraud. That's misinformation.
Right. It's like every hour something's dropping. Oops, another error. Oops, another error.
They've had days to count, and they're still making errors.
But when kids bite dogs, they yell,
That's our new national anthem of winning TV.
Do you know what? My whole Twitter feed is now filled with everybody putting in about hammer and vote in whatever sentence they can. Literally, everyone just hit Twitter, type in anything with hammer and vote in it. Oh my god!
Whistleblower.
Twitter.
Rusty dropped this real quick. Whistleblower in Clark County. Whistleblower has come forward in Clark County saying they witnessed mail ballots being counted without signatures being verified. See, that's the thing that a lot of these states did. You didn't have to verify signatures. You didn't have to even look. Just scan them. Just put them through the scanner. That's why I'm saying the ballots are probably legitimate. The votes are not. Right?
Right.
They probably knew they would get caught forging ballots because they won't go through the machine, supposedly.
Why would you think they would put themselves at jeopardy like that? I mean, obviously they had to have known Trump was going to have a plan to that was going to backfire them. I don't get the rationale. I mean, does anybody honestly believe that they thought they could win by illegal votes and fake ballots? I mean, seriously. Do they really think the president is that stupid, or that the American people are that ignorant? I mean, it just blows my mind. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need a beer now. Anyone actually think that the Biden camp did not know that they were going to get busted for voter fraud?
No. I think that they're arrogant. They think that they're untouchable, and they're that stupid. I don't know. Possibly in the last month or so, maybe with everything breaking about Hunter. You know, you had GTV stating that they had hard drives. So from that point of view, I think maybe at that point. But how are you going to back up? What are you going to do? They already had this.
Well, I know you got to save face, but they had to have known that there was no there was no way that they could win this election without it being fraudulent. I mean, come on, it's Joe Biden. Everybody knows he's like in the stages of dementia. Vice president under, the worst president in the history of the United States. People's, esteem was down. Their feelings about the country, they were down. They were depressed. Even Democrats were walking away. They had to have known they were not going to win this election, and to do it fraudulently, they had to know that they were going to get busted. We are not that stupid. They saw us rise up. They saw us rise up over the last 4 years. So this, like I said, this is mind blowing right now, and I got goosebumps because I'm getting hyped up.
Why do you think Joe never really campaigned? Because I think he already knew it was in the bag.
Well, of course they already thought it was in the bag, but how could they not know that they were going to get busted? I mean, you can't tell me they're really that stupid. Maybe they really are that stupid, but it's just mind-blowing.
Well, look, you got the media, every single media outlet saying voter fraud does not exist. You got Twitter banning people, blocking people, suspending people. You got Facebook taking people's pages down. There's an entire media blackout of the voter fraud.
This is their last stand. This is all they have. So I guess they're giving it everything they can, because they all know they're like going to, prison for a really long time. Cross your fingers.
That's why they quickly sent Joe out today and said, Joe, just say you won and give your speech now.
So here's the thing. Again, this is part of the art of war. The media and the Democrats have nothing now. They played their last card, and that was announcing that Biden was the president. They played their last card. So what do you do now? You play your card, and your card holds a lot more power than what they've just put together.
I would hope Biden accepting today or giving a speech and saying he won today. Because remember, and you guys might not agree with me, but something better happen quickly because the media is just all over this. They're pumping it out as fast as they can that Trump lost, no voter fraud. Now is the time. Now we got to do something.
Now it's
show the people something.
Like Neil was saying, it's POTUS's turn. He's going to play the Trump card, and it's going to trump everything. The point I was trying to make a while ago is the man did not get to be a billionaire by being stupid. He did not get elected president of the United States in the face of unbelievable odds the very first time he ran by being stupid. He didn't not know that this was coming. I mean, he knew what they did in 2016. He knew what they were going to be up, what they had to lose in 2020. If anybody deludes themselves into thinking this man is not prepared to lower the absolute Moab on these people, I've got land in Louisiana that I'm really trying to sell.
I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned at all with that. I'm concerned with the attention span of the average American, which is.
I understand that, but do you think that Trump isn't smart enough to take that into consideration, Phil? Come on. It's going to come, and it's going to come at the right moment. They get one shot to take these people out. He knows exactly the timing. He's never failed on timing, so I don't think he will this time either. I really don't.
I don't either. Yep, I'm with you, Denise.
I think it's going to be when he does lower the hammer. I think it is going to be absolutely devastating to him.
Would you say the shot heard around the world?
Oh, good one, Neil.
Yeah, and it might be
because the world's watching.
It might be so big, it might be biblical.
The world is
they
watching.
always said it was going to be biblical.
So, just a quick update on Twitter Censorgate, right? So basically, if you mention either hammer, scorecard, or vote, you get a censorship on it. Now, why
you're saying vote as in VOTE, vote?
Yeah. So for example, in my first tweet, I put Thor's hammer should be voted best comic ever. Got a censorship mark. Then I put up, I need a scorecard for all those results in football. I vote they win. Got a censorship note. You fucking shitting me? You shitting me? Jeez.
It's the algorithms picking everything up.
But
now.
when the Democrats or the liberals are using those hashtags and saying, and I'm looking on Twitter, they're not getting censored, but people in another room are posting tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet that's getting censored.
I went through Joe's Twitter account earlier, and he said things about the votes and president and stuff. Not one single one. This is Jack and Twitter. The one he signs with before the election.
Didn't Kathy Griffin drag out that dreadful picture of her holding up?
Yeah. Nothing was done.
And nothing was done again?
Anons went in search.
And I'm going to tell you something. I hope that little winch bag, I hope that she dries up and blows away. I'm telling you, I'm sick of her little gnarly natty ass. I'm just saying. Trump owned her the first time he broke her. She was bawling and sniveling in public on national TV. And now she has the nerve because she thinks they've got him down right now to drag that thing back out. I hope they stomp her into the ground and leave nothing but dust and little red wisps of natty hair. Just saying.
So what do we think about Biden Hunter joining?
It irritates me or anything. Sorry.
What do you guys think about Hunter joining his father on stage? That's a big whopper right there.
A lot of balls.
Oh, did you not hear my rant earlier? Did they really let that nasty pedophile
I did not hear
I have a
that.
question.
weenie wagon, coke addicted shithead back up on stage, on national stage tonight?
So I have a question here about this. Did anybody actually see a full-blown facial shot of him? because the reason I ask is because the shots I've seen so far that have been put up on Twitter, it's very hard to see his face. And was he wearing a mask as well?
I don't know, but somebody said he looked high as F. So I don't know if they saw something more than what's been shown in videos that I've been looking. Obviously,
well, did they put the little granddaughter or his niece, his dead son, his dead brother's daughter that he has been inappropriate with and probably has done much worse?
Somebody
also while he was
help me
her
here.
mother.
Help me. How can he show his face?
What if it wasn't
exactly.
Hunter? What if it wasn't Hunter?
Did they have that little granddaughter up there on stage tonight with that little pedophile prick?
I mean, so there's so many different conversations going on. Oh, Hunter is narking on the family. He spilled the beans, according to some high-profile people.
Well, they found three. They found three laptops so far.
I mean, can anybody even really verify that he was actually on stage? I didn't watch the portion where they came out, so I don't really know. But just showing
Dear
his
God,
face
I hope not.
And that's pretty damn ballsy, considering everybody knows.
It sure would be.
I
but,
mean,
you know, they're ballsy kind of people.
They have no freaking shame. I mean, I know I can go on and on. I'm just like irritated right now. Again, I am just irritated today. Sorry.
I am too. I have not been.
It doesn't make sense, Denise. None of it makes sense.
Well, the thing about it is I'm not disheartened, and I'm not.
Me either.
I'm righteously angry and indignant that they once again are dragging our country through mud. They are totally just giving the middle finger to our Constitution, to everything good and decent in this country. And it just, even knowing that we will prevail in the end.
Right. And it's been going on for 4 years, and we still get picked off about it. 4 years of shit, and we're still like, oh, how can this be happening? You know, it's like we're in a movie, as they always say. But I'm just like, 4 years of hellish thoughts and, you know, aggravation because of these lefties. I'm like, oh, I can't take it. Calgon, take me away.
I know. Sometimes you just have to step back and go, okay.
That's why you guys won't see me for a while, because I'm just like,
I will tell you this.
Social media, I need to chill out because I will lose my mind.
I would not. There is no freaking way that I would turn a regular TV on right now.
Yeah, me either. I mean, look at everything they've been trying to take away from us. And sometimes you just have to go to another place because you're like, this is real life. Yes, this is really happening. But, you know, like I said, Calgon, please take me away. Please tell me this has all been a dream and none of this is really happening, because we are living it.
Well, we are, but you know, the good news is we knew it was coming, so we're prepared. So go take your Calgon baths, go pop some popcorn, watch a movie, listen to music, do whatever you do for relaxation. I think it is real important to take periodic breaks, because if nothing else, it just gets your goat to the point where you just want to leap through the screen and throttle them.
I'm just trying to find where my breaking and boiling point is. I haven't gotten there yet. You guys know when I start getting all fired up, you know, my mouth starts, you know, but I haven't reached the ultimate boiling point yet.
Well, I'm simmering pretty good right now. Let me put it that way.
You know.
Or you can have fun with Twitter like we're doing tonight.
Do I?
Or you can have fun with Twitter, with the Twitter algorithms tonight, because this is just hilarious. The shit people. This is like the Biden meme thing all over again. Everyone's trying to make up different words with scorecard, hammer, and vote in it. It's so funny.
So people are saying that if you add ed hammered on it, you're not going to get censored. But I don't know. That's just what I'm reading.
You have to specifically use the words hammer, vote, and scorecard.
Oh, okay.
This guy said, test 1, I love my new hammer. If I could vote for it for prom king, I would. and they put a disclaimer on it. This claim about election fraud is disputed.
Now, are they censoring emojis? Are they censoring like an emoji hammer or emoji scorecard?
No, you have to type it because it's the algorithms picking it up, as Phil was saying. It's the algorithms picking it up.
Hysterical. I can't wait till Jack Dorsey gets thrown in the slammer, if that ever happens.
They're gonna get their legal rights taken away very, very quickly when Trump's reelected.
Mine got through. I said, "Damn, I hit my thumb with a hammer," and they didn't.
No, you have to put vote in it as well.
Oh.
You have to have either scorecard and vote, or hammer and vote, or the three put together. See, I put up. I need a scorecard for all those results in football. I vote they win, and got slammed. 4 games, the people's vote of confidence as he lifted his hammer in victory, and they put a fucking claim on it.
Rusty just said
didn't Dorsey get up the other day and say that they did not have any negative impact on the election?
Yeah, Dorsey also tweeted. Dorsey also tweeted, what was it, in 2006 about eating noodles or something, and pizza, and reading satanic verses. This guy's a sicko.
Oh my gosh, these people are crazy.
Could I request a 5-minute break, like a cigarette break style thing?
Do you guys want to end it now, or?
It's up to y'all. I'm about to get descended upon with some kiddos celebrating a 22nd birthday. If
Do
my
I
daughter
look
sees
like I
this
know
on
what a
replay, I want to
JPEG
say
is?
happy.
I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Do I look like I know what a
Thank you,
JPEG
Christy,
is? I
for the
just
hot
want
dogs.
a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
I was saying, I hatched my precious child 22 years ago today.
Oh, how 22?
22.
Happy
and
birthday.
she graduates on the 22nd of this month from college. So, momentous month.
You have some good things going on this month. Awesome.
We do. So, and I get her out of that libtard college that's trying to indoctrinate her. But luckily, I had her bulletproof when I let her go there.
Mama, get that license out.
Oh, honey, let me tell you something. And when she gets that little piece of paper in her hot little gritty hand, I will be free to go to town on the Department of Education in Texas, the University of North Texas. Hear me, I'm coming for you. You little president, I'm really coming for you, buddy. And Greg Abbott, you're fixing to get an earful, bud. You just wait until Haley has that little piece of paper in her hot little gritty hand. You can't take it away from her. Then I am going to let loose on you people, you retards that would have them studying the sexual habits of toddlers on playgrounds, you sick perverts. Not that I'm upset at all.
Bill is opening up the test, everyone.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Thank you, Monica.
Oh,
and there's
you
a picture
got it.
of my
Okay.
wiggly hot dog.
Added to the chest.
Yeah, I added to the chest. What do you say, guys? I think I'm still wiped out from Wednesday.
Yeah, it's getting 4:10.
Yeah, 4:10 for UK Neil. I'm still
Oh my Lord.
trying to catch up sleep from Tuesday. Holy cow! I got 2.5 hours of
I
sleep
know.
and went to work.
Same here.
Yeah.
Wait, when we finished, I went to bed in the end about 8 o'clock in the morning at UK time, and I was back up at 11.
Yep.
Oh, I did that too.
I went to bed at 4 and woke up at
Insane.
6:30.
Wow.
Makes for a very long week.
Ooh, I went to bed at 4, and I think I woke up at 11:15. I slept in. I totally slept in.
I worked all day, and I said, "Oh man, I'm probably gonna crash at 5." And then Boogie sent me a message and said, "Come on the show with me." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a panel." So I went on that. And then before I knew it, it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I still hadn't fallen asleep because I think I was overtired or something to the point where you feel wobbly and dizzy or whatever, but you can't sleep. So yeah, so I made it through 2 days on 2.5 hours of sleep.
Holy, and you're ahead of me, so you're 8, 9, 10. So it's 11, 10 where you are, right, Phil?
Yeah.
And then Doc, you're only 1 hour ahead of me, right? So it's 9 where you are.
10.
Oh, you're 2 hours ahead of me.
Yeah. California time. Are you on California time?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm 2 hours ahead of you. Hey, y'all. Excuse me, I had to shed a house full descend upon me. I'm going to mute myself for a moment.
All right, guys.
Well, good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
And awesome. And don't stress out, you guys. We're going to be okay. President Trump is going to be okay. We're going to win this.
Yes. Doc, do you have to say something before you go? She's still there?
She already had to go. She had to go take care of something.
I think she had guests arrive.
Did she?
She had guests that
loads
arrived.
of people piled in.
Yeah.
Do what now? I'm sorry, I'm here. I'm back.
Oh, we're gonna get
they
off.
They descended
here.
on me for a second. I got to get the birthday cake out. Sorry, y'all aren't here to have any with us. We're having tres leches cake. It's so good.
Okay, night, y'all. I'm gonna hop off. Bye.
Goodbye. Good night, everyone. Thank you. UK, you gonna be on this week?
Yeah, I should be back on Monday, hopefully.
Okay.
I really don't want to go to work with everything going on. But
yeah,
hey.
It might be a couple weeks here. I would expect we'd know more within the next 2 weeks.
Well, they've got the big there's an announcement on Monday, isn't they? Because Rudy Giuliani said that they're going to announce the start of the processing of the lawsuits. Although one's already been announced. One of the lawsuits. One of the lawsuits has already been announced for Michigan, I think it was.
Oh, Michigan, yeah. I honestly, I think he won Michigan and Wisconsin, but we'll see.
It'll be fun. We know he's all right.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you. I'll see you on Tuesday. And don't forget to share out the show. Monica, I put.
Oh, you look really nice. Thank you.
We're all going to Doc's now because Doc's having a party and Doc just invited us to have a party. So we're all going to Doc's.
Y'all want to come and have some tres leches cake?
I know what a JPEG
it is so good.
I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
Monica,
Y'all
I put
come
the
on.
link.
I've got plenty.
Monica, I put the link for the Telegram in that chat. I hope you found it. All right. And anybody else that wants to join Telegram chat with us. All right, guys. We'll see you. UK Neil's about to fall asleep. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Encouraged everybody. Don't give up the fight.
I'm going to
see us next week.
I'm going to open up the chest right now. I'll see you on Tuesday, 6:30. Monica, if you get on Telegram, I'll find you and add you to the room.
Right, I'm out of it. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
Not
Donald Trump, don't
Yankee.
trust China. China is asshole.
You want me to save you a plate?
Yeah.
When you started to fade away,
I wish you were here. You could have some. It's going to be good.
my heart says you're leaving.
You might have to bug out to upstate New York.
See you again someday.
Honey, I'm saying.
Why did it have to happen?
Never know. No,
But why are you farming for coins when you have a heavy bag?
In this way, you know I miss you.
What?
every
Rod?
moment.
What?
Oh.
Rod?
Har,
What?
har,
Rod? What? Rod? What? Rod?
For Pete's sake.
Can't stop
Ha, ha, ha.
being inside. Since you left.